We're back and we've rebranded. We are no longer Kristen Fulchi Design Studio. We are now Studio Fulchi. So this whole video is going to be about the new brand, what's to come in 2023, and just kind of like the new vibes and things we're gonna be doing over here on YouTube because, oh my God, I have missed it so much. I'm so glad to be back on here. You guys know I am like a long form speaker. Like these like quick reels and TikToks they're way too short for me. I got way too much to say. So we're gonna like dive in because so much has changed. I don't even know how long it's been. I think maybe 2 years. That sounds too long, too crazy. Can't be. But I feel like it's been 2 years, you guys. How did I start this? Basically, the studio grew like a lot in the past 2 years. So COVID happened, right? And that was a major like bummer for everyone. But it also kind of skyrocketed the business for us here. I feel like everybody was looking to bring their business online, especially all these e-commerce companies where they couldn't have people like in their store, product companies, right? Product companies that couldn't have people in their store. They needed a website, right? And they started investing in branding, photography, like literally the whole package to get all these new sales digitally. And our business just like grew immensely during that time. We hired many people, we fired people. It's developed and changed like quite a bit. Like the whole vibe, who we work with, we've niched down now. We only work with product-based companies. We only work on Shopify. Like I don't think that was the case before when I was here on YouTube. And just like the overall vibe has changed, right? It's gone from being an individual of just me to being a team. So we're now Studio Fulchi, which I feel like just fits us so much better. Okay, so in that time where we were growing so much, we were also growing skill-wise. We were really pushing ourselves to produce the absolute best design that we could. I feel like that's a forever like value of the company, or even like just like challenge to continue to take on in life, right, is always bettering yourself. And that has always been us with design. And then it came a time where like the things that we were producing, the projects we were producing, no longer matched up with this really like fluffy cursive pinks and only pictures of me type of brand and website. And now I just feel like the vibes of the website and of our brand are just so much more elevated. They're attracting the right type of client. And it just tends to have more of the vibes that we like. Again, just that like sophisticated style of design. And I'm in love with the website. You guys can go and check it out. It's studiofulchi.com. I'll link it below. Totally worth checking out the portfolio because we have been so knee deep in work these past 2 years. Like I don't think there's a single project on there that you will recognize, which is like pretty cool to say. And we've worked with some major companies like a restaurant over in Santa Cruz and multiple Chicago stores, which I actually got to go visit over there. So it's been a kind of crazy, wild past 2 years. Okay, so I've also rebranded the office. If you can tell, behind me is no longer my entire wall of magazines that I had, or like magazine clippings that I had. I felt like I really liked it, but it was so colorful in such a good way, but it also just felt like outdated for me. I needed to change. My personal style changed, the style of the studio changed, and it just became a lot more like black, white, and neutral. And I felt like we definitely needed to elevate this space as well as online space. So still very much a work in progress. I now, instead of having my like wall magazines, have a wall of art, books, magazines, which I'm still very much in the process of building out. But it's had a little facelift. So we're gonna see some new backgrounds now in the YouTube videos. Okay, so what's to come in 2023? One, we're back on YouTube. We're like back on YouTube regularly, dropping an episode every single week, which like I said, I'm just so excited to be back on here. I feel like this is the platform that I consume the most and leave feeling really good. I feel inspired, or just like ready to like get to work, or even like depending on the video, really relaxed. Like I just feel good after being on YouTube. And can't say that it's always the same when it comes to the other platforms like Instagram and TikTok, which I do love and they're good, but they're just like very different for me as far as feelings. And I just feel like this is going to be the best way to connect with you guys again, and to do it in a really real, down-to-earth way. So we're going to be dropping videos every single week. There will be a mix of things that are more like how-tos and Shopify and stuff, but I feel like the majority of the content that we'll be producing is just going to be incredibly real, very down-to-earth, versus this scripted YouTube that's like, do this, XYZ, like big letters and stuff, and it's just so like, this is unnecessary. Like, we're having a conversation out here. So like very down to earth stuff, a lot more behind the scenes, which I didn't really get to share before, but we have already recorded content. It's gonna be coming out in the next few weeks, behind the scenes of 2 different photo shoots, one in a studio, like one out at like a space that we rented out, vlogs of us being in Chicago, interviews with other business owners. So just like a lot more down to earth, behind the scenes, just like real vibes over here. Okay, the other thing is that we are hiring. We've been hiring for a few months if you follow us on social media. We have a couple of roles filled. I'll say like all of our designer roles are filled, but we are still looking for a really kick-ass developer. Can we say kick-ass on YouTube? We are looking for a really phenomenal website designer and developer. So you have to be 100% proficient in Shopify, understand it, get how it works beyond the code, and be a designer. And I know that's a really unique combination of skills, but like, you just need it. I've worked with developers by themselves and oh my gosh, it's just a little bit frustrating. It's just hard because like they act as if they cannot see color or anything. And I don't know, maybe that's not all people. Maybe it's just the people I've worked with. I'm sure it is, but we're looking for somebody that's kind of like design and developer, just knows Shopify really, really well, and would be able to work with us on multiple projects. And then we are looking for a design assistant still. So somebody that would be local, preferably, so South Florida area, Miami, somebody that would be super cool with like meeting up. It can be, you know, maybe like once a month or something, but you know, we gotta do coffee dates and get to just like collaborate creatively in person. I just feel like that is the biggest thing that I've learned over the past 2 years, is that collaboration is worth it. Like, it helps so much to push design to the next level, to get another set of eyes on it and to just like shift and mold this ball on your end and then kind of be like, here, like you shape it now. And then for that person to get the opportunity to shape it and pass it back to you. And that like continuous like back and forth and molding results in this beautiful sculpture. I love it. Anyway, web designer, developer, design assistant, also models. We will be forever looking for models. We do so many different photo shoots. Obviously you have to be local here. But like we just need all different types of looks, everything, because we work with so many different types of clients and it's really helpful to be able to have different faces. So I'll also link that down below in the description so that you can see our careers page, all of those details, and check it out. The other thing that is coming back is our blog. We also used to be super on that. I'm so stoked to get back on it in a way that just feels so good for us here. So again, similar to YouTube, where there's just going to be a really good mix of things. Yes, there will be how-tos on things because I feel like we all need that, right? Like sometimes it's just so much easier to like watch a video or read a blog from like a real person instead of just like, I don't know, really boring stuff. So there will be that, but there will also be a lot more just like vibey, down to earth content. So I can't wait to do like monthly, like aesthetic of the month type of thing where we're doing mood board, playlist, what we're like just like watching in the studio, reading in the studio, anything like that. That's just a little bit more like, again, insight into us, what's happening here behind the scenes, than just like a really lengthy, boring blog post. So we'll be having really good mixes of our blogs. That will be launching shortly too. And then in the future, I think March, we're gonna say March, maybe April, we're gonna be opening up a shop and it is going to be product mock-ups. So I only use product mock-ups. Like when I say product mock-ups, I mean like a mock-up of a product, right? Versus necessarily like poster or something because we don't design posters. And it has been so hard to find a really great variety of product packaging, bottles, container, like any of those things. And I was like, you know what, I'm a photographer. I love shooting. And I need this, and I'm sure other designers need it too. So I was like, let's do it. Let's do it. This has been on the list for years. And so that will be launching soon. And I'll probably do a whole nother video talking more about that in the future and what that'll all entail, but that is definitely on the horizon for spring. Okay, so that's all for the updates for what's kind of been going on and what you can expect for the future. But I'd love to hear from you guys. I feel like it's been a while since we've interacted. What do you want to see? Do you like the idea of more down-to-earth videos? Do you want more how-tos? Do you have like specific things that you need help with? Also, like, are you a designer or are you a product biz owner? Let me know in the comments below. I want to like create videos that feel real, that feel engaging and connected, and not just like trying to beat a algorithm of what people would be searching for, right? But what really like feels like human to human, just connection, interaction. So like actually let me know, gotta say it, right? If you like the video, actually like it, go ahead and subscribe so that we can continue to connect every single week, and we will chat soon.